Well, welcome to Rural Strong Live, today presented by Soil Test Pro. We're less than a week away from the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky, which will be held February 15th through the 18th at the Kentucky Exposition Center. And one of the exhibitors at the show will be Soil Test Pro, a Kentucky-based company that offers web and mobile-based nutrient management solutions created to put information in the hands of growers. And today on the show, we wanted to welcome in Patrick Campbell, who is the sales manager with Soil Test Pro and the parent company TapLogic, to discuss the company's offerings and to talk about their upcoming appearance at the National Farm Machinery Show. And Patrick, welcome into Rural Strong Live.
Thanks for having me today, Brent.
How have you been?
Good, good. Things are starting to pick up. Weather's starting to turn.
Right. Well,
Looks like ag's getting ready to move.
I just saw the sun peek through here, and we're in the 50s. Gives you a little bit of spring fever, and I know folks are going to be chomping at the bit to get out here soon and start doing some soil sampling here. And as we said at the top of the show here, the National Farm Machinery Show is going to be coming up next week in Louisville, and you're going to be there to discuss Soil Test Pro's product offering to attendees. As we kick things off today, talk to our audience about Soil Test Pro, who Soil Test Pro is, and how it can help farmers.
Well, Soil Test Pro is part of a line of products that TapLogic has designed specifically with the grower in mind. Soil Test Pro is our soil testing app. Growers can use it to create sampling jobs, get their results, create unlimited recommendations and controller files after those results come back in. We have a couple other products. Farm Logic is a total farm records program, and Farm Spray Pro is a digital spray records program.
Out here, you guys are going to be at the farm show here, and I know people come up to you with a lot of questions at these shows. As farmers start making their plans for spring soil sampling, what are some of the things that they should consider?
Well, in the spring, timing is one of the biggest things. If you don't think you're going to be able to get out and apply fertilizer before you put the crops in the ground, it might be best to either wait until the following spring or that fall. That way, you don't have a year's worth of crop in the ground that's really affecting your soil nutrients. Another thing is your conditions. Don't force it. In the spring, we have a lot of rain that comes around. If it's too wet, even on a UTV, you're adding compaction. Plus, it makes the sampling job more tedious, and it's harder to maintain your core depth. Consistency is king, though. If you've been sampling in the fall, you probably want to stick with a fall pattern. If you've been sampling in the spring, stick with spring. It just keeps your results more consistent from year to year.
I know we hear so much about the cost of fertilizer. Just talk, if you could, just a bit about the importance of the tools that you have in making good decisions about where to put that fertilizer and how to best maximize that spend.
Well, every day we talk to people that are still taking a mass composite sample in a field. So you go out there and you pull a core every so many feet across a field in the shape of an X or the shape of a V. The problem with that is you're going to come back in, you're going to say, okay, I need 400 tons or 400 pounds per acre of 92330 or whatever blend you're putting out there. With going out there and actually grid sampling, you're actually knowing what each spot in that field is going to need, and the computer can really do a good job of dissecting between point to point. And with fertilizer prices being as high as they are right now, it is really ideal to be able to, if an area doesn't need anything, not apply fertilizer there. Really saves the grower a lot of money.
And I know one of the things that Soil Test Pro has been advertising over the past few months is being able to help with soil sampling supplies. Tell me a bit about what you guys can do there.
Well, through our partnership with all of our partner labs, everything is done on our website. You get on there, you order your supplies through the lab, and you don't have to reach out to the lab, go somewhere and find sampling bags. Everything is sent to you directly from the lab so that you can have all the proper supplies to go out and sample your fields.
So if you could just run me through briefly what somebody needs to do when they get those supplies and go out into the field, just to make sure that they have clean, accurate samples.
A good soil probe is key. You want a good sharp tip on it because you want it to cut through there. That way you're not compacting the sample. If you push dirt and it's too wet and you have a dull tip on your probe, you're going to compact that sample down. You may only be getting the top 3 inches of soil out of that 6-inch core that you just pulled. So that is probably your most important thing, and making sure you get enough soil in there, because the last thing you want is the lab to call us and say, hey, we don't have enough soil to generate any test. Then you have to go back out and find new spots.
All right. What about moisture? I mean, too much, not enough.
But both are bad. Too much is bad. Not enough is bad, because you want a good moisture content in the soil, so that they don't have to wet it or do anything at the lab to get it to run through their machines. But too wet is definitely not ideal. Too dry can be dealt with. But when it's too wet, it makes everything harder.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we mentioned earlier, Soil Test Pro is going to be at the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville next week and can be found at booth 7759 at the Kentucky Exposition Center. Patrick, tell us a bit about what you'll have at the booth and how farmers can connect with you.
Well, at our booth, you will have myself there along with Clay Choate. He's our director of operations. We'll have a full interactive display where we can pull up any of our softwares and run through it with a guy, show him how easy it is to use and how it can benefit his operation.
Excellent. So I hope people will stop by and check you guys out. What else is on the horizon here for Soil Test Pro in the next few months?
We're just constantly looking to expand our products, make our products better, easier to use for the customer. Really, we're looking at how we can do a good service for the grower and help them possibly lower their fertilizer cost.
Well, I tell you what, that's something everybody wants. So make sure you bring your questions and come see our friends from Soil Test Pro at the National Farm Machinery Show, February 15th through the 18th in Louisville, Kentucky. Again, booth 7759. In the meantime, if folks want to know more about Soil Test Pro, where can they go to do that?
They can go to soiltestpro.com. All the information they will need is on that website, or they can go to whatever app store they use, download our app, create a free account. It does not cost anything to create an account. They can get in there, they can play with it. You're never charged anything until you check out a soil sampling job.
So make sure you go and check those folks out, soiltestpro.com. And Patrick, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on Rural Strong Live and invite you to come back anytime to share the latest from Soil Test Pro.
Brent, greatly appreciate you having me today.
And we want to thank everybody else who's joining us today and invite you to check back in with us Thursday, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, as Case IH's Joe Miller is going to join us to talk about the 100th anniversary of the venerable Farmall tractor brand. So if you love that red equipment or you're an antique tractor enthusiast, I hope you come and join us again tomorrow, 2 Eastern, for Case IH's Joe Miller. And these are busy times for us here at Rural Strong Media as we continue to build on our agricultural and country music programming. And we invite you to get plugged in and be an active member of the Rural Strong community. We'll be doing live check-ins next week from the National Farm Machinery Show, also at Commodity Classic in Orlando in March, and in April in Washington, D.C., as we meet with legislators and USDA officials to talk Farm Bill and other pressing ag issues. And we've also planned some farmer roundtables and other events to help you get connected and plugged in here in the agriculture industry in 2023. In the meantime, we'd love for you to subscribe to the Tractors and Troubadours podcast, where each week I bring you agriculture industry newsmakers, hot button industry issues, educational features, and the best in traditional country music, Western swing, and bluegrass music. The Tractors and Troubadours podcast can be found at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Deezer, Audible, Odyssey, and the Samsung free app, as well as Player FM. So make sure you go and subscribe. We launch a new episode each Friday, 52 weeks a year. So be sure to get that. Leave us a rating and a comment and share it on socials so we can reach as many people in rural America as possible. We also invite you to listen to Rural Strong Radio, our 24/7 streaming radio station found at ruralstrongmedia.com, or on the Live 365 streaming radio app. Each day we bring you tractors and troubadours, as well as the Bottom Line Report with Mark Oppold, Farmgate with Stu Ellis, and the Ag Law and Tax Report with Roger McOwen. We also bring you The Dirt with Nutrien, featuring our friend Mike Howell, the senior agronomist, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. And when we're not sharing ag intel, we're playing the best in traditional country music, western swing, bluegrass, southern rock, and inspirational music. And we are portable. We've got the Live 365 app. You can put it on your phone or your tablet, take it in the tractor, the combine, the sprayer, put it in the shop or the barn or in the office, wherever you are. Take us with you. We're there 24/7 to keep you company, and we'd love to have you. Well, I tell you what, we want to say a special thank you to the folks at Soil Test Pro for making today's show possible. And we hope you'll check them out at the National Farm Machinery Show, again, the 15th through the 18th at the Kentucky Exposition Center, booth 7759. So make sure you go check them out. And Patrick, again, thanks so much for taking the time with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And friends and neighbors, the clock on the wall tells us it's time to get on out of here. So for now, it's Brent Adams inviting you to join me Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern for our visit with Case IH's Joe Miller. Until then, make it a great day.